Hey Pisces, welcome to Soul Embers and your reading. I hope everyone's well, happy and safe no matter where you are in the world. And of course, hoping you're all having a fantastic start to what feels like is going to be another strange year. Am I right? So, is this going the distance? You know, I thought I'd bring this topic to YouTube in the form of a tarot reading after I realised in most recent months that the majority of my clients that were coming to me for relationship guidance are asking that question. You know, they want to know if it's going the distance. So it seems to be a collective energy at the moment, and I'm hoping that for those of you that need guidance through that, I'm able to bring some to you today and be of service in some way or another for you. So let's have a look and see. First of all, who am I connecting with? Who am I connecting with? Is this going the distance for Pisces? Why is Pisces asking this question? What's happening here? What's happened with Pisces that's causing them to question whether or not this is going the distance? Okay, water signs. I've got to tell you, I've done Cancer and Scorpios. Both major transformations, both major cycles are about to close off. And, you know, I can imagine just because of the huge, enormous energy surrounding the water signs right now, if there's a lot of unrest and just a lot of resistance, a lot of weight. I'm feeling a lot of weight. The air feels really thick at the moment for the water signs. Yeah, and here we go. You also have pulled out a couple of majors here. I'm not surprised. You know, Pisces, I feel like this has been a very, very tough journey. This relationship for you has been a battle. And when I call it a battle, what I'm actually referring to isn't that it's taken a lot of your energy. You know, you've put in a lot of effort into this. It may not necessarily be that you have you've been met with a lot of resistance when it comes to this person and really grounding this. What it feels like is that you have invested a lot of yourself into it so that you can reap the rewards of a long-term relationship in the way you envision one to be. With this person, it was always worth it. With this person, you were willing to go that extra step, that extra mile, even when, you know, you were really tired, or even when otherwise you wouldn't. When it comes to this person, you're always willing to put one foot in front of the other to keep that momentum going and keep the relationship flowing. But it's reached a point now where you've realized that it wasn't reciprocated. It's more so that you are feeling depleted. It was beyond what came naturally to you. And out of just sheer exhaustion, I feel that you've just decided to take a step back just to regain your strength, recenter yourself. You've kind of had enough. There's something here where you have been repeatedly doing and you've kind of had enough. Well, this was enough to really rock the foundation of this situation. It was enough to really create some turmoil within the partnership. And, you know, it's taken all of your strength to really control your base desires and your urge to make things better, to bring things together, to fix things. It's taken all of your control to hold that back, maintain your ground, stand your ground, stand true to what matters most, so that you're not the one saving the situation. Rather, you're asking for this person to meet you halfway. Pisces, I'm getting a scenario here where it feels like even though you were willingly giving of yourself well and truly beyond what you normally would, you've realized come at a price. It wasn't sustainable, and it wasn't met with your effort wasn't met with that same vigor or with that same level of consistency and commitment. And now you're really just wanting to take that step back to see whether or not they're able to work with what they've got to meet you, and restore a balance here. Yep, restore a balance. Just give me a second, guys, because what I'm getting is that because 8 plus 8 is 16, so what I'm feeling here is that you were aware that if you were to release that control, release whatever it was that was keeping this together, things will kind of crumble. And it is with sadness that you finally channeled that energy, channeled that control, that same level of control toward yourself for your own benefit, for your own well-being. And it is with some disappointment that you see that, the only way this can be sustained or rebuilt is by you, by you reaching out, by you making that effort. Okay, let's break this down though, because there is an opportunity here for this to be restored. It's about deciding whether or not you are willing to, to weigh up the costs of what this is, what the costs are involved with this, I feel that there is a discussion that's going to take place if it hasn't already. Yeah, this is about balance, guys. This is about balance. This is about you making sure you're not spreading yourself too thin so that you're able to receive. Too many fell there. One more card for Pisces. Do we have one more card? We do. Okay. So when it comes to this person, I guess it wasn't, you felt that it wasn't balanced. You felt that there wasn't enough left for you. I feel that there was a lot of energy put into their needs, family needs, work needs, and there wasn't anything, and there wasn't any exchange here which fed your fuel, which fueled you, gave you fuel to keep on giving. And so you were pulling energy from anywhere within yourself that you could, so that you could maintain this. However, it hasn't been reciprocated. And even though you really do, I feel the Pisces that I'm connecting with really do want to work on this, really want to see this going in a positive direction. It has to be that you're met halfway. You're not willing to completely lose yourself and deplete yourself to sustain this any longer. And so when it comes to this person, I feel what's happening here, Pisces, is that they're realizing that they were spreading themselves they were directing their energy in towards other people, towards other, whether it was work, whether it was family, whether it was friends. All the goodness that they got from you, they took that, it fueled them, and they gave to others. It was given to others. There wasn't enough reciprocated to you within the partnership. It was leaving the partnership, and so there wasn't. It wasn't healthy for growth here. And so what they're now realizing is that in order for them to sustain this, they basically need to grow up, okay? And regardless, this isn't about age. This is about, you know, putting in the hard work that's needed, the hustle that's needed to keep a relationship going. That same energy, that same effort, that same fuel, that same, I guess, what fertilizer that's needed for every other part of their life, whether it was work or friends or whatever, that same amount needs to be put into this relationship for it to grow. It can't be that they don't put in that same level, that same energy that they've been putting into other endeavors in their life. And so they're currently going through this, they're currently weighing up whether or not they've got what it takes. The thought of them losing you, the thought of them starting something new and allowing new love into their life makes them extremely anxious. There is a sense of guilt here. They can feel that they didn't do the best that they could by this. And for them to feel that way, Pisces, it means that they actually do care. They are invested, and they didn't realize up until this point just how starved, let's use starved as a way of explaining it, they left the relationship, the partnership. Not so much you, Pisces. I feel that you're a powerhouse. I feel that if you need to refuel yourself, you know exactly what to do. It's just that now you're redirecting your energy, and they can see that, and they know that you can restore yourself. They know that you can start fresh. They know that you will find love, and love will find you, because you're a freaking catch. You know, you tick all the boxes. And there is this element of guilt. There is this element of wishful thinking of what could have been. And there is this element of anxiety. And what needs to take place here is for that ego to completely be released, which is what is causing the anxiety, for them to really humble themselves, to take responsibility. And once they take responsibility, really put practices into place that will help them bridge the gap between who they were and who they promised they could be, the partner in that relationship that you both shared, the partner that the relationship deserves, you know. And do you see how I'm not actually talking about the partner they could have been to you or they could be to you? It's because the partnership needs to form its very own identity, and it needs fuel from both parties in order for it to grow. And you know, so far it's not been balanced, and it can't. Even though the two of you may get along perfectly well, there are gaps here, and they are now having to face what those gaps are. They are now facing the reality, and it's truly hard for them. So let's unpack this a little bit more. But before I do, I'm going to change my battery pack because it looks like my camera is about to die. So just give me a moment. Okay, so is this going the distance? Well, you know, the feeling I'm getting from the reading so far is that, yes, the potential is there for it to go the distance. But, you know, potential is basically non-existent, right? The willingness and the idea of that is there. This person wants it to go the distance. The thing is that they are at a stage in their life where they will need to come up with ways, literally written, I can see them writing down ways where they're going to honor this partnership the way it deserves to be honored. And then the question is, will they carry those out? And then from there, not only will they carry those out, will it be done consistently? At this point in time, under the current energy, it feels like this person is invested. However, that can quickly change as they start to implement these things. The main thing I'm getting from this is that it is important to this person that it goes the distance. Whether or not they are at that level, that same emotional maturity that you have, which is about the consistency and is about the you've already put those practices in place, and it comes easier to you to do it consistently. It's become a habit and it's natural for you. They may not find it as easy as you do, so be mindful where they're trying and they're making an effort. It's really important to honor that effort and to acknowledge that effort. And when they fall off the wagon, let's say, it's important to understand that they are learning. They're basically growing up and they're emotionally maturing, and they have, your best interests at mind. Question here is not are they willing to go the distance? Do you have the patience that's needed to hold back from taking that control to rebuild this? Do you have that patience that's needed to allow them to meet you halfway? Or will you step in when they start making an effort and you can see that, and then they start to relax a little bit? These are the questions, I guess, that are a great start for you. How does that make you feel, thinking that, do you trust yourself enough to hold your ground the way you currently are, and let them rise to the challenge of the relationship? Not only will they feel accomplished, they will also feel empowered. They will also feel it'll build their confidence, and it'll show their true intention. So these are a few things to start off by asking yourself, because some of you may just be like, I actually don't have the energy anymore. Some of you may have tried this before, so let's have a look and see. Okay. It really feels like there is a separation here. It feels like, you know what? You've definitely taken that step back, and it didn't come easily. I mean, you're going through it right now. You're trying to let go and accept this ending because you know that things are unbalanced and you want to restore that equilibrium. You want to reconnect with who you truly are and what matters most to you. You're trying to really start to open yourself up to receiving those signs, those messages from your spirit guides, and following that. The more you can reconnect with yourself, and the more self-love you exercise from the inside out, right? So really taking care of your needs, taking care of your emotional well-being, making sure that you are, consistently maintaining your own standards, the way you did the relationship, basically dating yourself. The more you do that, the more you reconnect with what matters most to you, the more you reconnect with spirit. And when you reconnect with your higher self, your spirit guides, with that spiritual essence, what happens is, it's in the word, inspirited, like it fuels you, it sparks you, it ignites you, that animates you, it brings you back to life in a way that, you're currently not feeling. And with that, you get inspiration, you restore passion. And I feel that this is an aspect of yourself that you've lost and you're looking for again, Pisces. And you want to detach from the person you've become to remember the person that you were. Recenter, recalibrate, restore that inner compass. So you can release the sadness and the isolation and the pain that you've been feeling from this separation, or this thing that didn't work for the two of you. You may feel that you've completely, when I see sadness and isolation in this particular card, which is the Three of Swords in the traditional tarot deck, right? We talk about, the Three of Swords is the heartbreak, the pain, the real that deep grief that deep grief that comes with loss. I feel that grief is for yourself, the loss of yourself, because what I see here is you feel sadness from the isolation that's come at the cost of you overgiving and has depleted you to this partnership. It's almost like this part of you has been suppressed and forgotten, and you're searching for it. You're trying to resurrect it. You're trying to reconnect with it. You know, this dome here that's coming from the head, you know, the crown chakra. We're trying to reconnect with those higher frequencies. Okay, my ring light is like really frustrating right now. Okay, so some work here would be really helpful, remembering, you know, the crown chakra is all about I am. That's the mantra, I am. That's the universal consciousness. It's a cosmic connection. It's the enlightenment of I am. I belong. I hold space, and it's for a reason. So making that connection, I am, saying those words. Who are you? What are you? Your self-perception, basically, it lays out the path of and your journey. It's all a matter of perception. So this is a big awakening for you, I feel, Pisces. And at the center of all of this is, when this is over, when you've gone through this rite of passage and you've gone through this process of grief, of sadness, of, you know, wanting to rebuild yourself, of feeling completely depleted, there is a lot of love here. There is a lot of healing energy that comes in to soothe and to replenish and overflow what was once a very I'm getting empty, dry, thirsty. I'm getting a desert with, you know, or you know, when you see a river that's run dry and the soil at the bottom has cracked. That's what I'm feeling. So this is about coming out of all this. There is a lot of healing. There is a lot of self-love. There is a lot of abundance. There is a flow of energy, you know, and it's circulating. So when it comes to this person, if there is an opportunity for this to come together, the question isn't, I feel this sadness at the loss of what could have been with this person through a realization of the loss of yourself, that this has come to an end. But whether or not this has got what it takes to go the distance is dependent on how you're going to maintain your ground, refinding yourself, going through that spiritual journey, putting those standards in place, understanding that a partnership isn't only about giving. In order for it to be healthy and vibrating and abundant, there needs to be multiple fuel sources. Okay, and you trying to be all those fuel sources is just not going to sustain this relationship or any other relationship. This person does have positive, they do have positive intentions. It's whether or not they can carry them out. And then the question is, do you have, if they were to circle back around, do you have the patience? Do you feel that it's worth taking that risk? Are you ready to re-enter this, knowing full well that you trust that you will maintain your own emotional well-being? So I do take personal reading. If this is something that resonates with you and you'd like to reach out and work on, I guess, remembering who you are, remembering who you are, and coming out of this with feelings of empowerment and confidence and centeredness, reach out for a personal reading. Contact details are in the description box below. I'd love to work with you, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Bye, Pisces.